Hi, everyone. My name is Zachary Holly, and today I'll be talking about police brutality in New Jersey. First, I'm going to start the presentation off by stating a quote from Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton is a civil rights leader. He was the mentee of the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and he said this quote about police brutality. He said, "We are not anti-police, we are anti-police brutality." That quote to me is very important, and it holds a lot of weight even to this day. But I want to move a little on with what is police brutality. Police brutality is when a police officer uses excessive force against a civilian. Police brutality can be verbal, it can be physical, and examples of police brutality is when you're either choking an unarmed person, jumping them, hitting someone excessively while they can't even defend themselves. A lot of police officers use excuses of, oh, he was trying to fight me off, this and the third. Those that know if a person is choking you, if a person is basically almost killing you, your initial reaction is to save your life, so you're automatically going to want to get them off of you. And police officers use that as an excuse to kill you. But moving on, I don't know if none of you guys know anything like that, but one of the first major issues on police brutality was back in the 90s, the Rodney King trial. Those that don't know Rodney King was an unarmed motorist who was violently beaten by LAPD. This caused a lot of riots in LA. Over 2,000 people were injured, over 50 people were killed, and approximately 12,111 people were arrested. This was like the first. This was a big issue. This was like the first case of police brutality where it was actually taped in court on video. But unfortunately, the police officers got off, and that's what caused the riots throughout California. Compton and LA were like the main areas where the riots were. In California, in Los Angeles and Compton haven't been the same ever since. But that's how big of an issue it was, and that's how upset people were about it. Yeah. So it was a real bad thing that happened around that time. This took place March 3rd, 1991. Now, the first major case of police brutality in New Jersey was in North New Jersey. It was on the day of July 12th, 1967. A black cab driver was beaten to death while he was in police custody. This was like the last strike for black people in North New Jersey. They were just tired of it because around that time there was a lot of police brutality in that city. It still is to this day, but it was a lot of police brutality in that city, and it was a group of just people just tired of it. And that cab driver died. He was beaten to death. He died, and that caused a lot of businesses being burned. Streets, people were killed. It was a lot. It was a big issue. Over 20 people were killed during the Newark riots, and about 727 people were injured, and over 1,000 people were arrested. This is one of the biggest riots that happened in New Jersey to this day. I don't think no riot has ever happened that bad in New Jersey since. This changed a lot in North New Jersey. I don't know if you know Newark, but Newark, it's getting back to where it used to be, but for a minute, Newark wasn't up there as far as how it looked, this, that, and the third. So, yeah, it was very bad. I now want to move on to a little bit of statistics. According to ForceNewJersey.com, there has been 72,677 documents of police using force on civilians, and no one has looked into the cases. New Jersey's police departments, they're very unorganized. A lot of this stuff don't get documented. The cops write it down, but it never gets to nobody, never gets nowhere. So these people don't have no platform for them to get help that they need. And it's very bad. A lot of cops are easily hired, this, that, and the third, and some of the cops really don't care about the civilians. It is very bad. Also, New Jersey Force also states that black people in New Jersey are more likely to experience police brutality than a white person. Here it says that more blacks are likely to 15% of black people are more likely to get hands and fists. 45% says black people are more likely to get kicked in the face. 45% says they're more likely to get sprayed. 68% says they're gonna get beaten with another object. And 114% says they will get killed by a deadly gun. So that says a lot than a white person in New Jersey. But I want to clarify myself. Everybody experiences police brutality, whether you're white, whether you're Hispanic, but it just mainly happens to black people, and it's been going on for years. Also, I believe this came, I didn't write it down. WeimerCriminalDefense.com stated that the cities with the most, a lot of cities the cities with the most police, the cities with the most police brutality is in Millville, are six times more of a chance to experience police brutality than a white person. In South Orange, 10 times is more of a chance of experiencing police brutality than a white person. And in Lakewood, it's 22 more times of a black person to experience police brutality from a white person. So it's very, very high. It happens a lot in those towns, and mainly those, correct me if I'm wrong, mainly of those towns is a lot of white people. So if they see a black person, it's probably like a little racial things going on through there. But a lot of, moving on, victims of police brutality that cultivated this generation and era was Oscar Grant, Eric Garner, and Arthur Sterling. I don't know if you know Oscar Grant, but recently, I believe in the year of 2014 or 13, Oscar Grant was a black man who was selling Lucy's blue cigarettes, and he was choked to death. And he was saying, I can't breathe. But the cops, unfortunately, he lost his life. Alton Sterling, he was jumped by police officers. He couldn't move. He couldn't do anything to move his arms, etc. And he was shot to death. And then Oscar Grant, he was killed on New Year's Day, right in the morning at Fruitvale Station. That caused a lot of uproar in Oakland, California. And then lastly, I want to talk about ways that we can prevent police brutality. According to PopularDemocracy.com, ways to prevent police brutality is we have to build relationships with our officers. You know, I understand that some officers are dirty and they don't like a certain group of people, but we have to open up to them so they can feel comfortable and protect us, and vice versa. They have to do the same thing as well, because we live here and we want to feel safe, and police officers are supposed to make us comfortable. Also, we need to start complying with the police. We have to start listening to them. We can't fight, because obviously some officers don't know what they're doing, as you can see, and it could cost us our life, and it could save our life if we just comply. And also, we have to ban racist policing. The police officers that are being hired is very, very unorganized, and they have to start hiring people that are worthy of being a police officer, because that's an honor, and they have to start hiring police officers that care about us. So yeah, I want to thank everybody that took the time out to watch the video. I'm Zachary once again. Please, everybody, be safe during this pandemic. Stay clean, wash your hands, and see you guys later. Bye.